everyone, and welcome to Long's Toys. Today we are taking a look at one of the Batman vs. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle 2-packs. These are done by DC Collectibles, as you can see up here in the kind of neat silvery shiny seal that they have on the packaging. This is a 2-pack of Batman and Leonardo. They have a couple other 2-packs available. As you can see here, there is Robin and Raphael, Batgirl Donatello, Alfred and Michelangelo. I feel like if Nightwing was just in this cartoon, we wouldn't have to get an Alfred action figure. Nothing against Alfred, he's perfectly good, but do you need an action figure of him? I don't know. And then Ra's al Ghul and Shredder, which actually looks like a really neat 2-pack over here, so very cool. As you can see throughout the packaging, these are only at GameStop, so if you are looking to pick these up, you should be able to find them on the GameStop website, but also you can check your local store. That's where I picked this one up. Obviously, this was a comic first, and then they did a cartoon movie of it. So these are based off the cartoon movie. I have not seen the movie, but I read the comic, and I really liked it. I thought it was kind of neat to team these two guys up. So very interested to check out figures for the cartoon. Really, I really like... What really drew me to these was the Turtles. I feel like the Turtles really look good. I like the style of art for the Turtles. Reminds me of like the IDW comics, which makes sense because that's kind of what this is based on. So very excited to check this out. So let's go ahead and get this guy out of the box and we'll take a closer look. Alright, so here are the two figures out of the packaging. Full disclosure, these are not the same two figures from the previous segment of this video. I filmed the first segment of the figures in the box, went to take them out of the box. I took Leonardo's katana, tried to put it into his hand, and the handle snapped in half immediately. I was fortunate enough I called the GameStop I bought it from. They said, yeah, we have another one. Come exchange it. They were great. I have to give total shout out to GameStop for being so cool about it. I've started going to a new store, and it's like leaps and bounds over my old store, I gotta be honest. But they were great. They literally just said, bring your receipt, bring it back in. They swapped it out, no questions asked. And so I now have a Leonardo with 2 whole katanas. Knock on wood. We'll see how long it lasts. But I will say that I like the figures. I think the figures look great. I love the art style given to the figures. I'll put Leonardo to the side for a second and we'll take a look at Batman. I love the blue and the gray. I've always liked those colors for Batman. I know the solid black looks good as well. But I really do like this color scheme. I love this bat symbol. I think this looks really good. For some reason, this design of the bat symbol reminds me of The Batman, that WB cartoon from back in the like early to mid 2000s. It was a good cartoon. But in any case, really like the look of this. And I think what's really cool, so he's got this really nice cloth cape, and you can hang it at the back like that. Or if you want, you can bring it all the way forward, like how he used to sometimes like skulk around in Batman TAS and just completely cover himself in the cape. Now, something's a little goofy with my cape. This side is kind of fine, but you can see that, I don't know what it is, something about the way this was hemmed, or maybe I just have to pull it out a little bit. I don't know. It's a little, like this side looks great. This side's a little weird, but maybe if I smooth it out a little bit, yeah, that's a little better actually, a little bit. I think the crease on this is just a little weird, or maybe it's too bunched up. I don't know. Maybe I can fix this. Now there's kind of a, yeah, so I don't know quite what happened there, but it looks a little high on this side, but it's not bad. In any case, I really like this. I think this is a really cool feature. I love the fact that he can completely cover himself in the cape, because I always thought that was so neat in the animated series when he would put the cape completely around himself and it would basically just be like his head moving around, completely blending into the shadows. So I think that's a really cool feature. It's a huge cape. You could even like do like, you know, I don't know, actually, can I get his hands to go out that far? Yeah, maybe. He's got some pretty excellent shoulder articulation, so maybe if you did something like this, let's see what we can get going here. Maybe like this. Something like that. I mean, it's pretty cool. It's a really huge cape. I like it. They did a great job with it. I actually really like that a lot. Some people might think, oh, the cape's too much, it gets in the way. But it really doesn't, because it's really, you can kind of just throw it back and it kind of stays back there and it's not really a problem. and I like all the extra stuff you can do with it, so that's pretty cool. But yeah, head's on a ball joint. You can see he's got super tiny little brittle bat ears. I would definitely be careful with them. They definitely look like, you know, one fall and they would break right off because they're super thin and brittle, but they do look good. Again, I like the design of his face. The big chin, I think, works well. Nice design there. But yeah, that's a ball joint, so that can move around. Shoulders, nice out to the side. Hinge movement there. Of course, they can swivel around as well. Elbow, pretty much 90 degrees there, as well as a swivel. The hands on these, you can pop them off. They're on a little ball joint as I wing the cape all around. So there's kind of a hinge in there, but then it's a ball joint. So it's kind of like figure arts or any figures nowadays kind of operate like this. But you can see he's got fists. Will you stand while I get your other fists? We'll see. So he's got a ton of other hands here. Let's see what else we have. We have kind of... This is the... I'm not really sure what's going on with this one. He's got kind of a space in between these two fingers, and then this is open. Maybe this is for... He comes with a batarang. So maybe this is for the batarang? Yeah, that kind of works. So he's got a hand to kind of hold a batarang. He's got... this is the fist that we already saw. He's got a little bit more open hand. This one I say is for his pizza. He comes with a piece of pizza. So you can see him holding a slice of pizza there. He's got another wider hand, and that one is for this like grapple hook piece right here, which is actually pretty cool. And it comes with two pieces, so you can slide this in the piece on top, and that's kind of like the closed up grapple that he's about to fire. And then he also comes with a like little bit wider, like open grapple. So probably like right before it's about to fire, it flips open and then shoots out like a line. So that's a pretty cool accessory, I have to say. I like that a lot. And the fact that it comes with the two pieces is pretty cool. So I'm going to put all these to the side. Oh, he also has this weird, like, it looks like it has rollers on the bottom. Some kind of bat mine or something. It looks like one of those things that they kind of roll out and then maybe like it shoots out smoke or gas or something. I'm not 100% sure. But I'm going to put the fist, the normal fist back on. And I want to make sure that I am grabbing the arm so I don't break anything while I'm pushing. There we go. He's got like the torso that a lot of figures have nowadays where there's like a, you know, not quite an ab crunch, but it's kind of like a ball joint in there. And then he does have a little bit of movement at the waist as well. The hips, I think it's just like a classic ball joint in there so that you can get a little bit of front to back, but there's no like official thigh swivel. And then he has really tight double jointed knees, but they do bend very nicely. And then he's got the kind of side to side as well as front to back in the ankle. So definitely some nice articulation, pretty much what you would expect from figures this size. The only thing that I would say is really missing, maybe a bicep swivel, maybe a thigh swivel, but it's not really that big a deal. I think he really looks good, and like I said, I really like the animation style they chose, and I love the extra large cape. Now, the extra large cape makes him a little back heavy, so he sometimes wants to fall backwards, but it's just about finding the balance, and then he can stand perfectly well. So next up we have Leonardo. Again, I love the art style. I really like the look of Leonardo. I guess this is how it is in the comics, although I don't remember it, but he has his katana like a samurai here on his side instead of on his back. And I really prefer them on the back, just because, you know, they're not in the way. And like this, not that it hinders his arm movement, but like they're always down here. So, I mean, I guess you just push it against the side, but articulation's very similar to Batman. You get the ball joint in the head. The bandana is molded to lay down there, so if you move it around, obviously it keeps the same form. But nice shoulder movement, spin there. Elbows can spin as well as 90 degrees. The elbow pads are affixed to the bicep. So they will always be there. It's not a problem. It just sometimes it looks a little weird depending on the pose that you put it in to just kind of see them floating in space like that. Ball joint in the hand, and again we can take this off and put on an open hand. Oops. Come on now. I think that's on. Yeah, I guess it was. It just didn't really clip. Or sometimes you hear like a pop sound. So there we go. But yeah, nice range of motion there. And again, you have that swivel. I'm going to take this hand off as well. Put this one on. There we go. Usually, like with Batman, you heard kind of like a pop, but he's not making a pop sound, but that's all right. He's got little flimsy hips, I gotta say. This one's kind of loose. I mean, they're not terribly loose, but they're a little loose. And then he's got crazy tight knee joints. He's got double jointed knees as well. And then he's got the same kind of front to back and side to side in the toes, or ankle rather. But yeah, he looks good. He looks really good. So let's see how this is going to work. Take the swords out. And the swords fit in there very nicely, very easily. The swords themselves, I think, look good. Mine have a few little paint mess-ups. This one's not too bad. This one, I don't know what it was, but there was like a weird blast of pink paint down here. I was able to kind of trim some of it away. But, still a couple spots. So this is right here, the handle, and it's very nicely done. It's, you know, got that gray like tape with the blue inlets, which is really nice. I'm going to go ahead and try to get these in the hands without having them snap off on me again. Alright, so success. Getting them in is really not the hard part. Like, I just kind of pushed them in straight down through the top. And you can see that they're, once you get them in, they're a little loose, but you can kind of push them into the hand to kind of make them hold them a little bit firmer. But it's getting them out that's the problem. When I tried the other one, because the index, I guess I only have 3 fingers. The index and the thumb are so close together and they're like a tight plastic, there's no wiggle room at all. Trying to get this out was the problem. So I might just try to push it all the way back through the top again, because that's how I got it in. Just be careful when you're removing them. If you try to pull them out too tight, because last time it was literally just, hey, how do I get this? Oh, and it just immediately snapped in half, right around, you know, right here where my thumb is. So just be careful with them. I think they'll be okay as long as you're just ginger and you're very attentive. But I love the swords. I think the swords look good. I like the way he looks holding them. And I just really like the art style for these figures. It's definitely what drew me to them in the first place. Both Batman and Leo, I think, look great. So I think the figures are pretty solid. They don't have as much articulation as, say, maybe like a Marvel Legend or something like that. But it's pretty close. The hips are slightly loose on Leo. Not too bad on Batman. But again, you see that they don't really have any trouble standing, so that's good. I'm trying to think, any other problems? I mean, they come with nice accessories. You know, they each come with basically 3 sets of hands. Oh, he also has this open set of hand. I don't really know what this is for. Maybe to high five. Do some high threes, rather. And they both come with a slice of pizza. So, again, I think they look great. The only thing I could possibly complain about is that the sword broke on mine, but luckily I was able to switch it out thanks to GameStop, so thanks again to them for customer service actually coming through. It was very nice. But yeah, so just be careful when you're removing the swords from the hands. I definitely wish the sword sheaths were on his back instead of his waist, but again, that might be how it was in the comic. It's been a while since I read it, so I don't remember. But yeah, love the art style. Great articulation, nice accessories. Love the cape on Batman. I love how that's so huge that you can drape it completely around his body. I think that's really cool. And also just kind of like the panel lining in spots gives it a very comic booky feel, which is really fun. And again, just the art style, the stylization is really sharp, and I like it a lot. So I haven't decided if I'm going to get any more of these. I might. They're not too bad. It's $50 a 2-pack, and they're only at GameStop. But you're getting 2 figures, so I mean, it's kind of on par for what GameStop charges for like Marvel Legends and things like that. So it's kind of in the ballpark. I don't think they're overpriced, really. You get some nice accessories. So yeah, I'll have to see. So far, also available are Donatello and Batgirl, and Raphael and Robin. They're the other 2-packs that are currently available. Mikey and Alfred are, I believe, the next ones to be released, so it should be sometime soon. So yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Please like, share, comment, subscribe. Hope you enjoyed the video, and as always, guys, thanks so much for watching.